This is FNN, where you get facts, not nonsense. Okay, so breaking news. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried was today sentenced to 25 years in prison. So this was after a jury found him guilty of fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering related to a November 2022 kind of like crash or malfunction with the FTX site, where customers on the site lost over $8 billion. Now, FTX is a cryptocurrency exchange, and people lost over $8 billion in crypto, which was found that Sam Bankman-Fried stole. Well, he was also forced to give up $11.2 billion in assets from this. Now, just 18 months ago, he was known as one of the youngest billionaires in the world, a champion in the tech industry, but he really messed up. The maximum sentence was 110 years. Prosecutors saw 40 to 50 years, so 25 years was actually pretty good for him. The judge said in his statement, Bankman-Fried knew his actions were wrong and criminal. All right, so election 2024, Trump versus Biden versus RFK polls. Now, Trump is still leading the popular vote. Will this be the case in November? I don't know. But there is one poll that I want to know from recently. Now, Trump in recent polls has been leading between 1 and 5 points, generally, in polls with the three-way, which is expected. Although RFK's only made ballot access officially in 8 states, so that could still be a concern. The Economist YouGov poll. Now, Economist and YouGov are generally a very solid polling site. They only have Kennedy polling at 3% overall. Now, maybe they asked people in states where he was not participating to do that. Most other polls have him hovering 12 to 15%. Senator Joe Lieberman, former senator, passed away at 82. He was a maverick of the Democratic Party. He switched even to an independent. He was the 2000 vice president nominee. He was the tie-breaking vote to pass the Affordable Care Act. And speaking of the man who created the Affordable Care Act, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Bill Clinton will host a fundraiser tonight in NYC at the Radio City Music Hall. And today, Donald Trump attended a funeral for a fallen NYPD officer who was killed in the line of duty on Monday morning when responding to a vehicle parked illegally. Officer Jonathan Diller. Remarks after Donald Trump called for law and order, although it is unsure what he was referring to. All right, FNN MLB predictions, so you can kind of see down the line. I'll just read off the playoff teams for you. So in the AL East, we got the Orioles, then the Rangers, then the Twins, the Rays, the Yankees, and the Astros. In the National League, we got the Braves, Dodgers, Cubs, Padres, Giants, and Phillies. One thing I do want to note, the Milwaukee Brewers, I really just think with pitcher Corbin Burns out for the season, they're the team that I expect to have the most downturn. And a couple of teams that I think are going to have a pretty good season compared to last year. One of them is the Chicago Cubs. I just really think they put together a really good roster and look ready to come back, as well as the Padres and the Giants. I think the NL is looking better this year. Meanwhile, for stocks, Dow was up 47.29, or about 1/8%, and the Nasdaq was down about 20.06, or also 1/8%, and the S&P was also not at 1/8%, 1/10%. They were up 5.86. All right, and U.S. temperatures plus your Easter Sunday weather. So if you look at U.S. high temperatures today, pretty normal day, a bit of rain kind of moving across the northeast, which may stay there if you're in the very northeast, as well as a storm kind of moving across the west, but nothing much, just a bit of precipitation. Now, the real thing is Easter Sunday. Happy Easter Sunday to all of you who celebrate. There was a big storm moving across the coast. It could bring thunderstorms, heavy snowfall. It could bring a lot of stuff. It'll probably be clear for most of you on the East Coast, although there could be a bit of a rainstorm moving through the Midwest. This has been FNN, where you get facts, not nonsense. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.